Hey everyone, this is Junior from the Binary Lab, and as promised, in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to look at binary signal services and actually evaluate them. And um, if you watched my previous video about binary option signal services, I talked about some of the reasons, some of the general complaints. Okay, I also talked about some of my personal reasons why I generally don't like them, and I personally find it better to have instead regular training on how to use charts to generate your own binary option signal entries. Okay, so just to establish what I do in the Binary Lab is not a signal service. We are a trading community where although I conduct regular webinars where I show live trading, but the point of it is not so much in following the trades that I do, although people can, but instead looking at why I take the trade. For example, when traders will be suggesting this pair, that pair, I will take a look and I'll say, okay, in this one I would like to do a call, or I think that I will wait a few minutes more to do a call or a put. And let's say basically it's going to be a couple of things: when to wait, when to take a trade, how long to take it for, and the money management. Sometimes I choose to martingale, sometimes I choose to do not at all. And these are some of the skills that people pick up from the Binary Lab. But having said that, what I'm about to share with you is something that you can use to evaluate signal services in general, and even what we do here in Binary Lab. A lot of people like to go on the Facebook page of Binary Lab, which is facebook.com/the Binary Lab page, and ask, what is your ITM rate? ITM stands for in the money rate. So my reply is often that it varies. Okay, it varies based on market conditions, because sometimes we can have a string of wins. We can get 80, 90%, even 100% in a session. But of course, there will also be the days where we are breaking even. Okay, so one way of looking at it is that a single service is either making money or losing money. Obviously, you want a signal service to be making money and to be doing so on a regular basis. Okay, it has to be very consistent. Now, I mentioned between making money or losing money. Why is this? Okay, it should only be one of these two things. Of course, in trading, you need to be about 60, depending on the broker that you use, because like in some of the brokers I recently reviewed. Okay, you can check out IQ, Olymp, and a couple of those. With some of these brokers, because they pay out a higher amount for the trade, let's say by paying out 90%, that means that even with a 68% accuracy, you can be significantly more profitable than a broker that pays out 70% for a winning trade. True or not? But having said that, all right, the reason why I said brokers, binary signal services can either be just winning or losing, because when you look at the win-loss rate, and you will know this, that if you have been using trade follow services, I've done that before. I've followed services using like spot follow. So you heard of that, right? Spot follow is in the spot options trading platforms. We still have a few in Binary Lab that use spot option as well, so you can check those out. Spot follow has a feature that you can copy. You can copy a trader, and you can also apply functions that limit the trade size, limit the number of trades, or even do a reverse on what the person is doing. And this means that if someone is constantly losing, if someone is losing 70% of the time, or even 60% of the time, just by putting a reverse, this person can become profitable following a so-called losing service. And this is crucial. Okay? A fair way to look at it is that people are either constantly winning or constantly losing. However, if the ratio is around about 50%, I'll say anything between 50 and 60% is a stalemate. A 50 to 60% winning rate is a stalemate, because even if you flip it the other way, it doesn't mean that it's going to be profitable. It's still going to be breaking even, or if not, even making a loss. So what I wish to help you understand over here is that market has different times, different seasons. It's just like fishing. It's just like I would say fishing is probably a really, really good example. When you are fishing out at sea, a certain season, a certain time of day, a certain height of tide is going to greatly affect how well you fish. Okay, and let's say if any of you have actually been out there fishing, great storm out there by the way. If you've been out there fishing, you probably understood that, or experienced that there are some days that when I go out there, everything is okay. I can reel in fish after fish after fish, but sometimes, on a different day or at the end of a session, I find that either no fish is taking my bait, or let's say my bait could even be chewed off, and I get to the point where I'm no longer getting rewarded for my time. Okay, so these are similar to the conditions where sometimes you can be trying to do trades, but after a while, when it's getting nowhere, you gotta be fair, because let's say if something is doing about 50-50, it's acceptable for a certain amount of time in a month, but not acceptable long term. If it's 50-50 long term, I say stop it. But over here, let's say in the Binary Lab, like for last week, we had 3 days of 80%, and then 1 day of 60. 1 day market was not doing anything. We decided to get out fast within like half an hour. And yesterday, when we did a webinar, 6 net wins in the first 25 minutes of the webinar. Kept going, and the market got stale, and then you had to stop. So that's the thing. It's really a lot about timing. It's a lot about the opportunity out there it is there, but when you look at signal services out there, which brings me back to the point that without being able to understand the charts, without having a know-how of what technical indicators are and what they are used for, it's going to be really, really difficult, and it's going to put you consistently in the losing end all the time, because you will be entering the market at all the wrong times, and you'll be taking trades with all the wrong money management sizes, and ultimately you're going to have a really hard journey trying to make money where you thought binary signal services are going to make it easier for you. So if you actually find that this makes sense to you, the good news is that I have a community where you can actually learn how to trade, and at the same time watch live trading with me, and at the same time interact with other traders out there, so that you can make good trading decisions, and at least people looking at the same thing together helps make things so much easier. I'm Julian from the Binary Lab. If you wish to get involved in the Binary Lab or find out what it's about, go check out the website, http://thebinarylab.net. Check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/thebinarylab page, and do sign up for my mailing list. It's at thebinarylab.net/sign-up. Bye for now.